G'day guys, my name is Jim and I'm from www.accurateforextrader.com. Just knocked up this video to show you how to do the manual trade on the 1 hour charts that I'm trying to introduce to my new Forex trading team. As you can see, you do require some knowledge on Forex trading itself and also the use of the MT4 platform. Sorry about the writing down the bottom here, it's just a free trial of a screen video software I've just downloaded. Alright, as you can see, it's a 1 hour chart. It's a Euro Australian dollar 1 hour chart. I've just picked this pair, had a bit of a look at it, trends nicely, so it works well. Now it might be a little bit confusing at first, but you'll soon get the hang of this. All we use on the chart is 6 horizontal lines. We have this red one which is stop and reverse, a blue one which just gives us an indication of our point of entry, and 4 yellow lines. Alright, I'll just get the ball rolling here. Just follow my cursor. I'm just trying to find a start place. So assuming this is our high up here where my cursor is, and that's where the red line goes. It's in a downward trend, so we're going short. This blue line, I've used this low here, is our point of entry. So that's our risk between the blue line and the red line. Now all we do with these yellow lines is bring them into play is when we get a new low from where we entered. So I'll put the first one there, see this candle here, that's a new low past that blue line. Next one, there's a new low about 3 candles further on, that's in play. This is our next new low, so we put it there. And our 4th line goes to that low there. Now these lines are like our working area. And once all 4 lines are in play like they are now, if price keeps on dropping below the lowest low, the lowest line, we just keep on moving these lines. What we basically do is take the top one and it leapfrogs the other 3 and brings it in down to there. Also, if price breaks through the top of these lines in a downtrend, which we are now, then we use this to help move our stop and reverse down. Now see how price is just here, it's popped up through the lines and come back into the lines. That would give me an indication of to move my stop and reverse down to that level, which basically now my risk is between, well, there's hardly any risk, it'd be about a break-even trade. But we'll keep on going to show you because I haven't got much time in this video. So there's a new low, so we just leapfrog. Then there's another new low, so we bring the 4th line down. Another new low there. Now again, see how price has gone up through the top line and back into the lines. We bring the stop and reverse down to that level. Now you can see between there, the blue line and the red line, the stop and reverse, that's all locked in profit. So what have we got there? About 52 pips roughly. Alright, we've got a new low there, so we bring that line down. Then basically price just bounces around inside the line, so nothing changes. So we've got a new low there. Price comes close to going through the line but stays in. Alright, breaks out there. See, it breaks out, then goes back in. That stop and reverse will be brought down to there. As you can see with this system, you only have to check the charts at the top of every hour. So at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. In the meantime, because your order's already in place, so there's no problem. Now, price, we will take the new buy order when price breaks that red line by 1 pip. Now what happens here, all I do is take the bottom yellow line, take it to the top of the candle that broke, and take the red line and put it where you just took that yellow line from. So that's our low, that's our stop and reverse, so we'll only go short once we break that line. These other 3 lines you can just move below the red line, so they're out of the way and out of play. The blue line, because we've got a new entry point, comes down to where we entered. So there's our stop or stop and reverse, there's our entry point, there's our first new high. Now we just bring these lines into play when we get a new high. There's one just above that, you can just see it, the next candle along. And price drops down below but then goes back up. There's another new high there, so we take the third one. And there's a fourth one. These are getting pretty tight there. There's another one just there. So you can see all we're doing now is leapfrogging. Too high. New high just there. Now, when you get a big gap like this candle here, and the way we're going to be trading, and we've had these three close yellow lines here, I would be very tempted to bring the stop up to this level here. Move this red up to there. There you're locking in profit. I'd be very tempted. If the market's going to keep on going, it's not a problem. And see how it reversed here. It's, you know, hindsight's a great tool obviously, but how it's reversed here. But we'll just leave it down where it was for now. So it's there. And there's the four candles. And see what happened? It's just dropped like a rock and never, it's dropped below the bottom yellow line and never really gone back into the yellow line. So there's no chance for me to move my stop up. But say for example I did move my stop, and I know this is using hindsight, but I would, because it's just an obvious low there. And this is things we'll discuss. Now that's your new stop and reverse, so we're locked in profit from that blue line to that red line. Now we've got a break down through there on that candle, so what we do, take this yellow line, move it down to there, that low, take that red line, put it where we took the yellow line from, so there's our stop, and we bring up our blue line, which is now our entry. So now we're short. You can move these three lines out the way so they don't confuse you, because they're not in play as yet, assuming that we're following this candle by candle. Alright, now we're short. Next one, there's a new low. Nothing happens, there's no new low, so we just stay, just patiently watch every hour on the hour. Because remember, you don't have to look at it all the time. We've got our order in place to reverse if it does reverse on us suddenly. So, but what we're really trying to do is move this red line on the other side of the blue line, the entry, as soon as possible, as soon as practical. There's another new low, that little one there. Now, bring this down, there's another new low. Now, again, because we're going short, see how price has burst through the top there and gone back into the yellow lines. Good opportunity to bring that down to that obvious high there. So now we're locking in that profit. So it's an easy trade now. We're cruising. We're nothing to lose. New low. Now we're just leapfrogging the yellow lines down. New low. New low. New low. It's nice when trends like this. New low. New low. New low. New low. I'm just doing this quickly. Nope. New low. Now see how it goes up here. Breaks through the top line and comes back into the yellow lines. I'll show you a trick. Basically what I do, if you're in doubt, just use your trend line and go from your low and just go across the candles that broke through, and if it comes back on the other side of the trend line, that to me is a good way to gauge it. So we bring the stop and reverse down to there. Keeps it pretty tight. You can see how now we've locked in that profit there, right? So we just move across a bit. So a couple of hours go by, nothing happens. Now it breaks up through there. So now we're long. So remember what we do, take the bottom candle, take the bottom line, put it at the high of the candle that broke, take the red one, put it where that yellow one just came from. Move these other yellow ones out the way because they're just nothing at the moment. Bring our blue line. So that's our risk from there to there. That's our entry. So now we've got a new high there. Another new high. I'm not being very precise here. Goes down. Nothing we can do because our fourth line's not in play as yet. Alright, and it goes back up. New high on that candle here. New high here. New high. Now this will be tricky here because it drops out and doesn't go back in. So we've lost that trade basically there. I am considering using a trailing stop on some of this, but I'll just show you. So we've got a new short one, because there it is there. You could have brought it up to that high, low there if you wanted to, not going to make much of a difference. So there's our new stop, there's our new entry. These candles low, we're short now, low, low. See? Then we go out and back in. So that would come down to here, locking in a little bit of profit. New low there. It comes close, but doesn't, then it breaks through here. So we're going long now. These will be orders be in place, so you wouldn't have to actually do it physically, it'd be set up for you prior. Now along, obviously. So you can just follow along and see what I'm doing. So these are just leapfrogging. Right, so there's a big drop down and back into the yellow lines. Red line would be up to there. See the drop out of the bottom yellow line and back into the yellow lines. So nothing happens there. Then we go short. So we lock in profit from there to there. Breaks through, we're going short. Doesn't last long, I can tell. So these vertical lines I just put in are just to show the week breaking up. So this is the Euro AUD. You'll always catch these long trends, always catch them. That's what we're relying on, these long trends. Always catch them. It's when it goes sideways and you get lower lows or higher highs after each other. That's when it gets a bit ugly. So that's it in a nutshell, guys. Any questions? Give me a drop me an email. My email is on the website. Oh, there goes my dog's cranky. So that's it. Thank you.